8 themes, 8 days, and we are on day 7 of the Remembrance journey. Tomorrow is the last day, and it feels very surreal, very exciting, even because it's my birthday. And I do feel like I am ready for it to end because it has been a journey. It has been kind of intense, but at the same time, I feel like I am gonna miss it because I feel like it's playing a big part in my pivot and a big part of my journey at this time of my life. But, even today, like I was like, like, it's Sunday. I just want to vibe. Like, I don't really feel like doing this and blah, blah, blah. And then it made me think about like my why, right? And then I even thought about, how we can think that doing things and having all these achievements and accolades is what makes us enough, is what gives us access to love. And then I was like, is that why I'm doing this challenge? And I don't feel like it's why I'm doing this challenge because my why is very focused on the intention of my growth, the intention of me coming into a state of recognizing my enoughness, recognizing that I have access to unconditional love, stepping into who I really am. It's really focused around um, experimental energy, like kind of experimenting, but also even this energy of like challenging myself to see what I can do, see, what works for me. And so, you know, that's not my why, right? To prove that I'm enough. But that being brought up today on breaking into inherited wealth makes so much sense, right? Because I think when we think about if we're enough or not, we feel like we never are because there's always something more, right? We're always moving the goalpost. But with this energy, it's like being enough is not a goalpost, it's a decision. Being enough is not something that I have to earn, it's something that is inherited, it is something that is passed down through being a child of God. It is something that is naturally given to me. It's something that is naturally mine if I can realize and accept that it is. And so it made me think like, do I still feel like I need to do all these things to be enough? Am I still feeding that aspect of limiting beliefs? And I feel like I am. I relate to the concept of like being created in purpose on purpose, but it's another thing to embody it, right? It's another thing to ground into it. And so today, being breaking into inherited wealth, I feel like that is a mention to not just breaking into inherited wealth for the sake of it, but breaking into inherited wealth for being me. The natural, fun, free, vivacious, radiant, loud, bright parts of me, the parts of me that have been told they're too much, right? The emotionally deep parts of me, the emotionally chaotic parts of me, the emotionally messy, the emotionally, dramatic, right? The emotionally wild, the fun, free, uninhibited parts of me that just don't care. It's like those are the parts that I'm loved for as well. And inherited wealth, I think we can always think, oh, inheritance is money, wealth is money. But no, in this sense, I'm speaking to the inherited wealth that is available to me, right? That's already mine. It's already has my name on it. It's already available to me if I choose to see it and accept it as so, right? Make that decision. But I'm speaking to the inherited wealth that is in the peace of knowing that I am unconditionally loved for all of me, and the knowing that I am unconditionally loved and enough. The knowing that I don't have to prove myself or do or be or think or like any of that because this is naturally something that is given to me. It is being given to me at this point of my life where I have reached a level of growth, a level of healing, a level of cycles, right? A level of phases where God is like, okay, now it's your turn to step up and take this spot as this teacher, as this, wisdom keeper, as this person who is this divine howler, who is this channel, who is this guide for others. And I feel like I have been pushing it away because I'm just like, well, who am I to do that? That's not really me. I've been afraid of love, but I've also been afraid of hate. And so it's just like this energy feels really potent surrounding my choice, right? The decision point. And in the beginning of this, on the first day, I mentioned that I got the card, the Chariot, which in that card, though, she's confused and she doesn't know which way to go. So the last day being tomorrow, I feel like it is definitely going to be a decision point where it's just going to be like, wow, like I really did that journey. It's my birthday, and like just kind of big realization energy because it's already happening right now in this moment. Like a lot of my life, I've been focusing on like other people's projections and how other people feel and what they want to say and what they think and how they perceive me. And it's like even today in church, the message resonated with this energy as well, which isn't funny. Like it's not funny, but like it's not surprising, it's not coincidental because it makes so much sense. But the energy was basically just surrounding like I was born in purpose on purpose. Like I'm not a mistake. Like I have access to God's love. Like I am a child of God. Don't let people tear me down. Like when they try to tear me down, tell them, like I have eternal peace in God. And that's the energy I mean of inherited wealth. I have eternal peace in that sense of belonging and acceptance from God. But it's not as easy to accept because of this world, right? Because of man. And so I'm realizing where there are cracks, where I'm imbalanced and where I haven't let myself feel like I'm enough, or where I haven't chosen to be enough, or where I haven't accepted or fully recognized, what God is showing me or handing to me. And so today really speaks of breaking into that energy and really just saying, like, this is me. If you don't like it, like, that's your problem. It's not my problem. And like, really just like, like, like shaking it all out because, see, it's that sort of self-judgment and that sort of restriction that creates this not enoughness. That creates this idea that I have to be perfect, or I have to show up this way, I have to show up that way. And this is leaving that space open for me to be like, first of all, question it, right? But also then invite in this remembrance of who I really am, this remembrance that, oh, God has seen this wild part of me. God has seen my wild woman. God has seen my chaos. God has seen my mess, my imperfection, my flaws, my insecurities, my goods, my bads, my ups, my downs, my wilds, my lows, my highs, and still chooses to love me and still chooses to choose me and anoint me and pass this inherited wealth down to me. So it's just like, is it really about what I think it's about? All these surface level projections and people and things and blah, 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 past experiences, pain? Or is it about the revolution, the overcoming, the story, the testimony, the happening for his glory and my good, right? I feel like I've also been afraid to ask for more, to want more, to say, you know what, I am enough and step into that and embody it because I'm afraid, well, what is this person going to say? What is that person going to say? And if you resonate with this, you're going to resonate with this. But it's like this fear of like, well, what will everyone else think? How will everyone else feel? And I've been taught to dim my light to make other people happy, to sacrifice myself in order to satisfy other people. And I'm at the point where God's like, you got to stop doing that. Like, this is the point where we stop doing that. Like, this is the year that that happens. This is the time for you to claim that you want more, that you deserve more, that you can have more, and that you are more. And that's the thing, I am more. That's why it's an inherited wealth, because I couldn't have this realization of this inheritance unless I connected to God, right? Unless I started healing, unless I started doing the work, unless I started connecting as I've connected through these past 5 years and my whole life, as you see in hindsight, I realize, oh my goodness, like God's always been here. I've always been here. God has seen everything. God saw everything. So it's like, who am I really hiding from? Who am I really trying to run from? Who am I really afraid of? Me? Yeah, but also man, but also projections, people on the outside. But this inheritance is really asking me, and not really asking me even so much, but telling me like, step into this, allow yourself this, embrace this, accept this. This is for you. And in that means letting go of the limiting beliefs. That means letting go of the fear, the doubt, the anxiety, and really just allowing myself to be who I am. And I'm still learning to do that. I'm still understanding what it means to do that, what that looks like for me. And that was part of this journey as well, to really see myself throughout these days, showing up consistently, being me, expressing yada, yada, yada. So the energy feels awakening, I will say. And, again, it's not about money and material things, even though that's great, right? And that comes with it. But it's more so about the eternal peace, the eternal love, the eternal possibility, the eternal access that I have to God, to Source, to the Creator of all things, right? That is real wealth, because in that you have everything. You have emotional satisfaction, spiritual satisfaction, physical satisfaction, emotional satisfaction, mental satisfaction. And so that's the key. It's like really allowing myself to say, that is what I want. And that is really great and really beautiful. And I deserve something in that is really great and beautiful, something I'm not used to or have really ever experienced. So this is your sign to recognize your inherited wealth.